Have you ever wondered what goes inside a preschool? Do you think preschool is really important for your kid? Are you looking up for a good preschool? Then this episode is just for you. This is Arif Khan and today I'm going to discuss all about preschool. In today's episode, we have our guest Manjula Rani, owner of Extra Mile Preschool. She has been in early childhood education since 2013. So without any delay, let's welcome Manjula Rani. What are the benefits of preschool education?
The first 5 years, the brain development happens up to 80%. So the more you stimulate the brain, the number of connections forms, and that your brain blueprint will be formed by 5 to 6 years. So that is why preschooling is important. Like during our olden days, like our grandparents' time, everybody is having joint families. So though they don't go to the preschool. Lot of interaction happening within the family itself. So lot of learning happens to the child. So we didn't have much issues. But nowadays, most of the families are nuclear families, and both the parents are also very busy. So there is very less scope for the child to have more brain stimulation, like whether it is like asking the questions or very communication is also very less. So that is why I always prefer preschooling very much important. You can easily see a drastic difference between a child who goes to the preschool and who doesn't go to the preschool. Again, disclaimer is if the parent is doing homeschooling, that is a different thing. But if both the parents are working and purely depending on the nanny, so you can see the difference.
What things should parents see in a preschool?
The first thing is we should have trust. Like parents should have trust on the management. So first thing is you should talk to the management very openly. Put on all your questions. You just see whether their focus. See, there are two kinds again. There will be franchisees and there will be own schools also. Irrespective of whether it is a franchisee or own school and all, you have to see what is the principal's main focus. Whether it is a child or purely business oriented. See, end of the day, we this is a business also. So we do have to a point of view on business perspective, but still, if it is only for the purpose of money, we have a lot of other businesses. But preschool is not like that. This is we have a a good cause actually. So we are building the future nation. So our focus should be like management focus should be on the child, irrespective of anything. So you have to somehow you have to assess that part from the when you talk to the management. And second thing is safety standards. That is very much important for a child because they are very young stage. And also teachers and caretakers should be very friendly. How much care they are giving to the students, that is also important. And as I said, hygiene is also very much important because this is a young age where they're easily prone to diseases like it can be a cough, sneeze, anything like cold. So hygiene is also very much important. See, like for example, when they want to take admission, my point of view is even I suggest the parents also the same thing whether they join here or not. Curriculum is same. If you go to any school, international school or local school or any preschool, curriculum will be the same in across the school age wise. NEP has already given like for play school what is the thing we have to cover. But I always say how those things are taught to the children is more important. Whether it is a rote learning or playway methodology or what technology, whether some always making them to watch videos and to learn the things or through games or through group activities. So because your brain, as I said, like first 8 years, like 6 years, brain development happens, right? Lot of neural connections and all. So that how you are learning is makes your brain blueprint. So, like science also proves that when you learn theoretically, it is very less impact. But when you learn the same thing through play, within short span, you can easily learn the thing, and also it will be stored in your brain for as a long term memory also. So I always say find out with the management how they are teaching the concepts, in what way they are teaching the concept. That is more important rather than what curriculum they are following. Like curriculum in the sense like what content they are doing is. Because content will be end of the day like by end of the playgroup they'll have to recognize alphabets, they have to recognize the pictures related to that. That is same. But how they are learning like forming of alphabet, letter writing, and all that is more important.
Okay. Like, what are those things kids should already know before entering the preschool? Like knowing the alphabets, numbers, or toilet training. What are those things?
See, for coming to the preschool, there is no qualification, but as such nowadays, like not nowadays, like recently NEP 2020 has given like guidelines, like minimum 2 years child should complete to start the preschool. uh, Earlier it was 1.5 year, but now it is 2 years, because by that time they will be well planned, like the potty training might have already completed, so they'll feel comfortable when they come to the school, and they'll be able to communicate also to the caretakers or teachers and all. So that is why minimum age is that. However, daycare is there for the younger ones also, but as such curriculum wise or qualification wise, there is no such qualifications, like, because end of the day they're learning here. But I say more than curriculum, like alphabets, letters and all, at least from my side I focus more on life skills, which are very much important, because now there lot of awareness is there, like compared to 10-15 years back. By the time they come to preschool, they're already learning alphabets, colors, basic things like animals and all, because parents are giving a lot of exposure, like whether they'll go to the supermarkets or they're going to the zoo, like, and sometimes social media also, like TV and all. So they're already learning, so we have to focus on other skills, like, of course we are not exclude the curriculum, that is also important, but major focus should be values and the behavioral skills actually. This is the right age where we can easy for them to mold actually, so engage.
How do you deal with introvert kids?
Introvert kids, so like yeah, as I said, because of the nuclear families also, a lot of kids are facing this issue nowadays. What we do is generally we initially will not force them to participate in all the things, because we have to give them some cushion period to adjust to the environment, to adjust to the teachers. First we have to gain the trust to the, like, child should feel okay, I'm safe here, like I can express to the my teacher whatever I want to know. So that comfortability we have to create with the child. Then slowly we ask him to open up actually. So they cannot answer directly, so we will use either flashcards, like for example, if you want to ask them how you are feeling, they might not express, like, so what we show is we show different emotion cards, so it is easy for them to pick up. So then we will
Right.
put some questions related to that. So for even for the questions also, through flashcards or through some pictures also we can tell. So like that we, so we'll it build the connection between the child. Then slowly it will take time, and also we'll encourage the other children to mingle with him, instead of, like, generally what happens is if you don't tell the other children, like if you see in the, so like play areas also, if the child is active, people will mingle them in their group and then make them play at that. If somebody is introvert, they
Right,
will not
right.
take initiative. It's our responsibility to like encourage the other children to go to them and invite them to mingle with them. So when somebody is giving you care and love and affectionately, if you're calling the child, you will definitely not on the first day, but at least second day, third day, and when another kids are enjoying, they'll also start feel like, okay, let me also go there and all. So these are the different activities we will plan to make sure that he will also slowly participate in that.
Right.
And we have a lot of stage shows also, like where they can express themselves, like they do role plays. So for the introverts, so I mean they become themselves. Like for example, if they are teaching the alphabet A, so they become A. Like I pronounce. I mean I sound like I represent apple, like that. So those things and all will develop actually.
Right, right. I have also noticed many parents, like they just force their like introvert kids to jao khelo wo log ke
Yeah.
sath. Why are you not playing with them?
Yeah.
Why are you so dull? And they just force them to play with other kids. So this thing is very good. Like, you don't force those introvert kids.
Yeah.
You ask other kids to involve with them. Right. That is also a great thing.
See, simple thing, like for example, when you go to a new place or when somebody comes to our home also, like if I ask you to perform whatever you want, but you are not in a mood, you feel very embarrassing, right? The same way child also feel the same, and they will become more introvert actually.
Right.
They'll not at all show interest. So we should never force the child to express whatever, like they know. So parents should encourage them actually, not force them.
Yeah, right. How does a preschool help kids to learn about their feelings? Like, how can they recognize their feelings? Like, how they are feeling, and how can they express those feelings?
So, like at home, they will not have much scope to express their feelings. But when you come to the preschool, we have a peer group. So sometimes they will mingle with the peer group and they'll express to them. And also, we do have lot of art and craft activities. Craft, I mean, like drawing is the best activity for them to express their emotions. Like if you observe a child, like if you give a when he's in angry mode or cranky mode, if you give a crayon and paper, he will just put lot of pressure and scribble like anything. So as a teacher, you will understand, okay, he is not in a good mood. But when you're in a soft, cool mood or a good mood, they will slowly drop. They'll not put much pressure. They will try to do circles, or they'll try to color within the boundaries and all. So art and craft is best part where you can find out the emotions. Even if kid is not able to express you, he's not ready to explain you or answer your questions. This is the best way for them to give the. And outdoor, we have outdoor play area, indoor play area. A lot of puzzles are there, and based on the child interest, also we'll give him activities so that he will come out of that mood first. And we have different, as I said, one of the craft activity, like how to identify in which mood the child is. So accordingly, teacher will take care the next activities, next step with the child.
What advice would you give to someone who is planning to open a preschool?
Preschool. So first thing is it will not be as easy as you see from outside, definitely, because it's a very much, as I said, it's not only business perspective. It is something we are doing to the society, and when you're handling with the young children, it's a very big responsibility on you, because the parent, see every child, because this is the first, most of the parents it's the first or second child, right? And very precious for them also. So with lot of trust, they're handing over to you. So we should be very much careful, very much responsible for the child. That is one, and you should be ready to be more flexible also. There will be lot of unforeseen situations, like suddenly all the caretakers will be on leave because of maybe health issues or some other reasons. Only some teacher might be leave. So you should have always a backup plan. You should be ready to alternate the chain. Like sometimes you can take help of parents itself as a volunteer. They can come down and help you out. So or otherwise any additional caretakers handling you can have. So, like maybe you can tie up with some service providers where they can provide, because even if a teacher is not there, you can engage the child with the activities and all. But when the caretakers are not there, it is very difficult to handle run the school. So you should always have the additional backup plans for that, and you should always ready to handle all the different kind of parents. Like you cannot expect all the parents will be in the same positive mood and all. So since they're handing over their precious child with you, they'll have a lot of questions. So you will have a lot of patience to deal with the staff as well as to deal with the parents also. So
What fun things do you do at your preschool to build the imagination of the kids?
imagination of skills, again, it is like creativity, like craft works and all. Like for example, you'll just give them some shape and ask them to decorate it. So it will be their imagination. Or we will give some natural objects like leaves, stems, like some seeds and all. So they will make different objects. We'll not tell them what needs to be done. Or sometimes for the like elder kids, like for PP2 and all, we'll give them the topic, like for example to represent rainy day or a sunny day or something like that. So they will be doing in their imagination. Like for example, if you ask them to build a house, every child will have different perspective. For us, a house means one rectangle box, one triangle, and then two windows. That is, we generally do the same thing.
Yeah.
At least like for all the parents, if you give, first thing is they will be doing the same thing. But if you ask the child, one will draw a big tower like to represent the gate, like a block and all. Some will draw like a villa. So because they are seeing multiple things nowadays, right? So as per their thought process, a house, how it looks and all, so you'll come up with different objects. So here we are trying to get their creativity outside. Instead of we telling what to do, how to do, we are giving them open-ended questions. So this is one activity. Even when a storytelling happens, also we always put open-ended questions instead of asking why, like instead of this, what could be the other things and all. So children are very smart. You will get a lot of surprises actually when you ask the open-ended questions. So we should, even we suggest the parents also at home also always go for open-ended questions instead of asking why, what, you know. Give them, if it is open, like we always we need to give opportunity for them to think broadly, like openly.
What kind of questions do you ask?
Like for example, instead of asking yes no questions, like for example, if they come with a sad mood, you can ask like why are you sad, so what made you sad, something like that. So they will come up with different options and all. Like after a storytelling also, you like for example, like basic story, hare and tortoise. So you can ask them like what tortoise can have should have done to like what hare can do to not to lose a competition. What hare might have not done.
Right,
So
right.
that kids can come up with different ideas like maybe like hare might not have slept at that, and instead of relaxing he should have, like what happens is like in the story, hare first runs fast and then it gets tired, and it's also like underestimate the tortoise and it just relaxes. So each child will come up with different answers here. Like some will say hair should not go fast and get tired, or hair should not get relaxed, or hair should not think about tortoise capabilities and all. So like that, if you give open-ended questions, they will come up with different answers actually. So we
You
can,
can go even in deeper thought, like what exactly the child is thinking, because
yes,
every
correct.
child has a different
Yeah,
perspective.
correct, correct.
Right.
So one advantage is we'll understand whether they understood that what teacher has taught to them, and how the child is thinking when you say something. Like everybody will have their own perspectives, right? So it depends upon his mood, his attention also, like that.
Right. How preschool help building social skills and emotional skills into the child?
So coming to the social skills, which is very much important nowadays, like we do have group games where they have to talk to the other kids and do the complete the activity instead of doing the single, I mean, an individual activity, group activity. So that really helps. Like when you ask them to, like one give them one activity and like something like sorting activity. Like it's very simple activity. So all the child will let's take alphabet sorting only. So every child will try to help each other. So when you give them a group activity, otherwise generally they will fight with each other. Again, they just leave them without giving any end goal. So, but when you give a goal and ask them to work together, they will be like. So group activities will help them improve the social activities and also outdoor play area. So we always encourage to take in the turns. Like for example, obviously, if 20 kids are there, we cannot maintain 20 outdoor play items, right? So we have to teach them taking the taking the turns. Like maybe we'll have 1 minute for each child. So we have to teach them at this age itself. So, because sharing is very much important nowadays. Not nowadays. It's always good to have a good quality, right? So outdoor games will help us to teach them sharing this thing, even when we are having the food also, but not on the daily basis because parents will be giving their specific food for their children, right? So we always have like monthly once or something like that. We will tell the parents also. It's like sharing day kind of stuff. On that day, we will encourage kids to share each other. So sometimes they'll feed each other also. Like depends upon the connection between the children. So that is one part. And coming to the storytelling sessions, so storytelling session helps them to imagine, and it builds the empathy in the child because he himself involves in the story. Start imagine, like when I say a big forest and animal like elephant is there, lion is there, so he'll start imagining how elephant looks like. So even like in the preschool, when you are explaining any object, whether it is a living thing or big thing, we have to describe the thing. Like when you are explaining about elephant, you should say like big elephant, big ears, small like long trunk. So they'll start imagining, okay, like how the long trunk looks like, and after that, when you show the picture, that's a different thing. But initially, what happens is they'll start imagining they them in, and when the problem comes in the story also, they feel that they are facing that problem. So the empathy improves actually. So the empathy habit, that is one, because like humanity increases when you have empathy in the children, and this is the right age like to build the values skills in the children actually. So these are the few activities.
How do you build concentration in kids? Because nowadays like kids are just doing one attempt and they are just stopping कि like अरे ये तो नहीं होगा, like that. So how to build that attitude कि like they have to concentrate on those things and try doing again?
Correct. So yeah, this is a very common problem nowadays because of more screen time. because the more you watch the screen, because like frames will move fast, right? So that impacts on the brain. So your brain also wants everything fast. So if you observe, if you say no when a child asks something, they will do immediately tantrums. So they want immediately if they ask something. So that is not the right thing, because see, now since we are like every parent like, okay, first child, so we don't want them to suffer, so we buy everything and all. But in the long run, if you see, when they really go to the real world, things will not move as per your wish, right? So you have to wait for, sometimes you have to wait for somebody, or like whenever you start, it won't complete immediately, right? So there is a time span for everything. So you have to teach the child to wait for the end product. So it's not everything in the fraction of second will not happen. So what happens is, because of the screen time, their attention span is becoming very worse. So we encourage parents not to have screen time, even if they're forcing, like children is doing tantrums, maximum 20 to half an hour maximum, like not more than that. So we should have that. So to avoid that, we encourage parents. We always suggest some engaging activities where parents also can involve with the child. See, end of the day, child is looking for entertainment, correct? So we need to create some other entertainment than what they are getting from the mobile or devices. So for that, we should have lot of fun activities, and also lot of variety also. Like now this generation, like they want every time new things. Even if you give a toy, hardly once or twice they'll play. After that, they want something else.
Yeah, right.
That's one. And because of this attention span, also what is happening is they're not able to sit at one place to complete one activity. They'll just quickly try. If it is not happening, they'll just throw it away. They want something else. So they will not sit at one place and try to complete. If not now, maybe later also they'll not try. So we need to inculcate that habit here. So what we do is, we'll give 1 minute activities initially. So at least to grab that 1 minute attention span. So slowly we'll increase that. So we suggest the parents also. Maybe Hourglass is the best tool actually. So we have like, I think we'll be getting 1 minute to 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 5 minutes hourglasses actually. So the sand timer kind of thing. So you put, so it's not like you're forcing the student. Like will not say 1 minute, 2 minutes. Like we will just till the sand comes down, you have to complete this activity. If not complete, at least still you have to continue that activity instead of skipping that. So slowly we can increase the attention span. So this is how we can. This is one idea for the parents also.
Right.
One. And another thing is, you have to always. I mean, more than the end result, we should always appreciate for the efforts. Like for example, if you give the puzzle, they will try for 2 minutes or 3 minutes, whatever it is, didn't solve the problem, but still encourage them. Encourage them like, okay, you have put lot of efforts. That's fine. Let's do tomorrow with some other idea. So we encourage them instead of telling them you didn't do that and all. Just always use positive words for them to encourage. So this is also another part actually.
So according to you, like screen time should be 20 to 30 minutes every day.
Yeah, especially for the, actually zero screen time is the best part, but it is very difficult for
Right.
the parents also to inculcate. But nowadays, I see some parents have started a zero screen time, but once you already started having that, very difficult to remove immediately. So maximum you can give them. Even in that 20-30 minutes also, if it is something like interactive thing, like for example, like question and answers kind of stuff, or because generally they watch what, or one way communication, it's like a passive,
Right.
nothing, they're not in active, they just simply follow whatever it's happening, right? Instead of that, some interactive thing, like when they ask some questions, they'll be doing like clap your hands, means they'll also do the clap. So some passive kind of audios are there that will be more helpful for them if you are not able to avoid that.
Right. Right.
Some
So
games kind of.
already like people who are having 3 to 4 hours screen time, how can we deal with them? Like
That's what.
kids.
So we have to create more entertainment. We have to become more funny so that they'll entertain with us rather than looking for the other options. See now, if gated communities are there, you have a lot of play areas down, so make them go there, play with them. Or you have lot of like family games are there, you can play with the children. See, the more you have physical activity, they will get tired. They will happily eat and then they'll sleep early.
Right.
So when there is no less physical activity, that time only they'll become very lazy. They don't want to go anywhere. So they want, the parents are also busy with their own work, and now they're feeling bored.
Right.
They're looking for entertainment now, either TV or mobile. So we have to engage them in We have to understand the interest first. Like when some
Right.
child are interested in storytellings, some child are interested in dance. So based on the interest, parents should take initiative and then engage them in an alternative way. Just to add to that, I'll tell you, reading is a very good habit to increase the attention span. So why we generally don't read books is, one thing is, we are not, what do you say, we don't understand English properly. That is one reason. Or we don't, uh, like meanings and all, right? So like reading, once you inculcate the reading habit, you can never take out that habit. But inculcating that reading habit is very difficult, because that needs lot of attention span is required, and they have to sit at one place, right? So we do have a special program called Your Baby Can Read program, which it can start from 0 years also, like that from the day child has born. So initially, what, like parents have to start reading the, like we have different flashcards, different activities. Like a parent has to read to the child, so they'll observe your lip movements, and they'll do that. So like that, from the nursery also we have the same program. So if you see our playgroup children also, end of the playgroup, they will be able to read 100 to 150 words. So when they're able to read the words, they don't find it difficulty when they want to read the books. So I always suggest, this is the one habit we should must inculcate in the children, instead of giving the screen time and all. Maybe 1 month or 21 days, you can say, like to make it as a habit, or maybe 1 month continuously you follow the same schedule. Like maybe keep one time on every day, like for example 4 p.m. Make sure that you'll not skip that 4 p.m. time. So that 4 p.m. just 10 minutes invest with them to read the flashcards or to read the books to the children, to inculcate that habit. Once it becomes a habit, you don't need to struggle a lot. They don't
Right.
even ask you the mobile or something. If you give them books, they'll be involved in that.
I think parents should also not use mobile or use screen in front of kids. That also
Yeah.
put a big impact on
Correct,
kids.
correct.
And even if they are using the mobile, I think they should use it by reading something, like keep some book in front of the mobile,
Yes, yes.
and kid should see ki, like you are reading,
Correct.
so that
Yeah.
subconsciously the kid will also adopt that habit, I guess.
That's what we always say, right? If you want a child to do something, first you do. You don't need to preach them, like you have to do this, that, and that. If you do, by seeing you, they'll also do the same thing. For
Right.
example, if you don't have a reading habit also, that's okay. Fake it. Just open that book and just fake it as if you're reading. End of the day, he'll not come
Yeah.
and ask you questions, right? So that they will see, okay, mama is reading, let me also read. So we can tell them, okay. And also another point is, instead of giving the book and ask them to read, put some 4 or 5 books there, ask them to pick. So when they
Yeah.
pick their choice, they will show interest. Otherwise, if you force them to read, they will say, okay, I'm not interested, and the parent is forcing, like, so they lose the interest in reading itself. So always give a choice, so that let them pick their own book, and let them read on it.
Right. I still remember in my childhood, like my father used to read newspaper.
Correct.
So I also used to go there and imitate those things. Even I don't know how to read at that time,
Yeah.
but I used to do.
We'll give this pose also, right? As if,
Right.
like how they sit, how they reading.
Even we used to like hold it upside down.
Yes.
Even we don't know
Correct,
that what is right
True,
way to
true.
read.
Yeah.
So that
So you have
reading.
to be a role model for them.
Hmm.
Like if you want them to do exercise, you do exercise, automatically they will also come and join you, and they'll also do the exercise. You want them to play, you also play with them, along with them. So that's whatever you wanted them to do, you do, automatically they will do.
Yeah, right. Like how can we deal with the kid who's doing tantrums and like getting upset on each and everything?
Yes.
How do you deal with those kids?